So this is the added video for the PPP as requested by your comments on the feedback page. So I've gathered all of the PPE in the facility that's available to use as an example. Unfortunately, one of these I can't open as it's a surgical gown, and I can't waste one of their products, obviously. So I'm just going to leave it in the package and sterilized. So these are gloves which would be used in any form of cleaning, any form of contact with any infected dog or animal. In this case, parvovirus or dog. There's also a face mask, so with the appropriate elastics around the ear. So that would be the mask in order to prevent inhalation of unnecessary pathogens, etc. And then, so in this case, these are going to be surgical related, but let's just say, in the sake of an isolation facility, these could be worn as shoe protector in order to, again, minimize walking with disease and with the parvovirus on your shoes. That's minimizing movement and trafficking of disease, therefore protecting and keeping the disease isolated in the room that is required with the appropriate binding, etc. So in this case, there is a mask, again, if necessary, or if you're trying to minimize contact with the air, but I'm going to assume this wouldn't be worn in isolation. Another example is let's say the robe in which could be used as a gown or overall protector, which in this case the instructions are so you take this out, put your arms through there, and then wrap this around your back and then tie a bow or whatever was comfortable or notch that hold it in place. And as far as that's concerned, that is the majority of which you have directly requested. Otherwise, waste disposal, again, the bin would be tied up and brought out into the bin. That's the waste disposal appropriate. Of course, any other relevant, dirtying of the towels, etc., which I already previously explained, would all be bleached separately and then washed appropriately. So, again, there's no dirty towels here, so that's not really necessary because I do that, all the time kind of thing. And what else was there? That was pretty much it. Of course, yes, the records in context, depending on the record, we have no isolation records, so unfortunately I can't demonstrate that for you, but you would fill out all of the appropriate naming, animal breed, species, all of the relevant patient details, as well as attached with a inbound and discharge sheet, etc. So that would be a part of the normal appropriate procedure of administering animals into a clinic rather. Yes. Oh, and then, so in this context, this would be the ventilation, and of course it'd be normally a fan or some form of contraption that would be actively pushing air out of the room in order to keep the flow fresh. This is where the bedding is kept. It's a little bit unfolded right now, in which case I'm going to clean that up. So this is where the bedding is kept, towels, etc. Food, etc. There's no sink here, so if there was a sink here, then you put it into the sink, clean it with bleach, F10 it, and then leave it to dry with water. So that would be that. As far as that's concerned, that's pretty much all of those covered, and I will upload this later on today when I get home. Thank you.